Hi there, welcome to Peg's Space Bytes. Today's Space Bite is about the space race and Colonel John H. Glenn Jr. Enjoy. The space race was well underway, and the USSR was in the lead. The United States was determined to be the winner, though. So, Colonel John Herschel Glenn Jr. was selected to be the first American to orbit Earth. John Glenn Jr. was born on July 18, 1921, in Cambridge, Ohio. He spent his childhood in New Concord, Ohio, and attended New Concord High School, where he graduated in 1939. John Glenn Jr. attended Muskingum College in 1939 to 1942. He learned how to fly in college. While in college, the United States entered World War II, so he decided to leave college and join the military. He enlisted in the Naval Aviation Cadet Program and in 1943 was commissioned as an officer in the U.S. Marine Corps. He was a fighter pilot in the Pacific Theater during World War II. Later, he also flew combat missions in the Korean War. In total, John Glenn engaged in 149 combat missions and earned 6 Distinguished Flying Cross medals. On April 6, 1943, John Glenn married Anna Annie Margaret Castor. They had 2 children. After World War II, John Glenn enrolled in the U.S. Navy Test Pilot School in Maryland. He became a test pilot and was part of the staff of flyers for the Naval Air Test Center. One of his greatest accomplishments was when he broke the transcontinental speed record. John Glenn flew from Los Angeles to New York in 3 hours, 23 seconds. The flight was nicknamed Project Bullet. On April 13, 1959, John Glenn Jr. was chosen as one of the Mercury 7 astronauts after enduring numerous tests to ensure he was qualified to fly in space. The other 6 astronauts chosen were Virgil Gus Grissom, Alan Shepard, Walter Schirra Jr., Donald Slayton, Scott Carpenter, and Gordon Cooper. These 7 men had many hours of intense training after being selected. John H. Glenn Jr. got the honor of becoming the 3rd American astronaut in space and the 1st American astronaut to orbit Earth. On February 20th, 1962, at 9:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, aboard the Friendship 7 capsule, John Glenn Jr. was launched into space by an Atlas D rocket from Cape Canaveral, Florida. This was mission MA-6. John Glenn Jr. orbited Earth 3 times, which took 4 hours and 55 minutes. The speed of the rocket was 17,544 miles per hour, had an altitude of 162 miles, and the total distance traveled was 75,679 miles. John Glenn Jr. was weightless for 4 hours and 48 minutes. After John Glenn's historic 3 orbits, Friendship 7 capsule splashed down in the Atlantic Ocean 800 miles southeast of Bermuda. Both Glenn and the capsule were retrieved by destroyer USS Noah. After he returned to the United States, John Glenn Jr. gained instant fame. There is a Tinker Tape parade in New York City in his honor. He received many medals, including the Congressional Medal of Honor. He was also featured on the cover of magazines and other publications. President John F. Kennedy ordered that John Glenn not fly into space anymore, since he became too valuable to the citizens of the United States as an American figure. John Glenn became an advisor to NASA until 1964 and retired as a colonel from the United States Marine Corps in 1965. He spent the next 10 years as a businessman. In November 1974, John Glenn won a seat as a U.S. Senator for Ohio. He served 4 consecutive terms for a total of 24 years. In 1984, he ran for President of the United States, but lost to Ronald Reagan in the primaries. After being a senator, Colonel John Glenn Jr. was chosen one more time to be an astronaut. On October 29, 1998, he was assigned as the payload specialist for a 9-day journey aboard Space Shuttle Discovery mission STS-95. He was 77 years old and helped NASA determine the effects of space travel on older individuals. On May 29, 2012, President Barack Obama awarded Glenn the highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Colonel John Herschel Glenn Jr. died on December 8, 2016, in Columbus, Ohio. He was 95 years old and the last of the Mercury 7 astronauts to pass away. He was buried at Arlington National Cemetery on April 6, 2017. John Glenn had been married for 73 years. Stay tuned for the next Peg's Space Bytes, where you will learn about the important space race events that occurred during 1962. Remember, endeavor to discover new horizons and challenge yourself to reach for the stars. See you next time. Bye.